Hello, welcome to Khalsa Design. Today I will demonstrate how to create a captivating timeline animation in DaVinci Resolve. Let us commence. First thing first, launch DaVinci Resolve and initiate a new project. Subsequently, we will construct a new timeline and establish the frame rate at 30 frames per second. Next, we will compose a fusion composition. We will set frame rate to 30 fps and duration to 6 seconds. Subsequently, we will drag and drop the fusion composition onto the timeline. We require the importation of images showcasing old buildings and historical landmarks. These images can be sourced online. Upon acquiring the images, navigate to the fusion page. Drag and drop the background onto the node floor. Modify the background color to your preference. Subsequently, proceed to the image page. Set the width to 4096 pixels. Now we will introduce a polygon node. Position 2 points on the viewer. Select the points and publish it. Right click on this and remove the polygon polyline. Set the point 0 x value to 0, y value to 0.5, point 1 x value to 0.8, y value to 0.5. Set the border width to 0.004. On frame 0, insert a keyframe on length. Proceed to frame number 20. Set the length value to 0.25. On frame number 60, insert a keyframe on length value. Go to frame number 80. Set the length value to 0.665. Go to frame number 120. Insert a keyframe on length value. Go to frame number 140. Set the length value to 1. Now we will introduce a merge node and establish a connection to the background. Subsequently, we will introduce another background and establish a connection to the merge. Select the background, modify the color to white, and proceed to the image tab. Set the width value to 4096 pixels. Add an ellipse mask. Right click on the width and connect it to the height. Set the height value to 0.018. Set the center x value to 0.2. Uncheck solid. Set the border width to 0.004. Proceed to the frame number 30 and insert a keyframe on height. Proceed to frame number 20 and set the height value to 0. Let us proceed with the refining the keyframe. Open the spline window and select the height channel. Smooth the keyframes as follows. Next, select the polygon and open the spline window. Select the first two keyframes and smooth them. Then select the next two keyframes and smooth them. Finally, select the last two keyframes and smooth them in the same manner. Let us commence the process. First, copy the ellipse mask and paste it over here. Connect it to the ellipse. Double click on the height value to eliminate the keyframes and set it to 0.028. On frame number 40, add a keyframe for the height channel. Then proceed to frame number 25 and set the height value to 0. On frame number 40, add a keyframe for level channel and set the level value to 0.2. On frame number 45, set the level value to 0. Next, we will introduce a polygon. Ensure that polygon is connected after the copied ellipse, thereby position it between the two ellipse masks. Now select the polygon and draw the line as shown in the viewer. Select all the points and publish the points. Right click on this and remove the polyline. Set the point 0 x value to 0.2, y value to 0.5, point 1 x value to 0.2, y value to 0.723, point 2 x value to 0.26, y value to 0.723. Set the border width to 0.002 and border style to matter. Go to frame number 20. Set the length value to 0. Subsequently, add a keyframe. Go to frame number 20. Set the length value to 1. Next, we will modify the level. Go to frame number 25 and set a keyframe for the level channel. Then proceed to frame number 20, set the level value to 0. Finally, we will smooth the keyframes. Open spline window and smooth the keyframes as indicated. We are now nearing the completion of the first animation. Next, we will add another ellipse mask, connect it, set the width value to 0.065. Set the height value to 0.065, set the center x value to 0.293 and the y value to 0.723. Uncheck the solid and set the border width to 0.002. Alter the angle to 180 degrees on frame 30 and set a keyframe for both position and length. Set the position value to 1 and length value to 0. On frame 40, modify the position value to 0 and length value to 1. Return to the frame number 30 and add a keyframe for level. Decrease the level value by 1 frame and set it to 0. Now we shall refine the animation. Open spline window and uncheck the level. Full screen mode should be selected and all keyframes should be selected for smoothing. Select all the nodes, copy them and paste them. Connect these to the final ellipse of the first animation. Delete the polygon node. Now we shall modify the center X value of the first ellipse to 0.53. Open the keyframes window and select all keyframes. Shift the keyframe to frame 80. The process is complete. Proceed with the second ellipse. Change its center X value to 0.53. Open the keyframes window, select all keyframes and shift them to frame 85. Now we shall modify the third ellipse. Change the center X value to 0.447 and its Y value to 0.23. Afterward, open keyframes window, select all keyframes and shift them to frame number 89. Add and connect a polygon after the second ellipse. Select the polygon and add point on the viewer as follows. Select all points and click publish. Now we shall set the point 0 x value to 0.532, y value to 0.5, point 1 x value to 0.532, y value to 0.23, point 2 x value to 0.48, y value to 0.23. Next, we shall modify the border weight value to 0.002. Go to frame 80. Add a keyframe for length value. Set the length value to 0. And then go to frame 90. Set the length value to 1. Return to frame 85. Add a keyframe for the level. Go to frame number 80 and decrease the level value to 0. Open spline window. Uncheck level. Select length and smooth the keyframe. Preview the animation and you will observe the creation of subsequent shape. Now let us select all these nodes again. Copy them and paste them. Connect them to the final ellipse of the second animation. Next, select the initial shape of this set. Set the center X value to 0.8. Open the keyframes window and shift the keyframes to the frame number 140. Select the second ellipse of this set. Set the center X value to 0.8. Open keyframes window and shift the keyframes to the frame number 145. Select the final ellipse. Set the center X value to 0.893. Open keyframes and shift the keyframes to frame number 149. Subsequently, delete this polygon and add another polygon. Connect it between the second and first ellipse. Right click here to remove the polyline. Add points to the viewer. Select all points and click publish point. Set the points 0 x value to 0.8, y value to 0.5, point 1 x value to 0.8, y value to 0.723, point 2 x value to 0.86, y value to 0.723. Now proceed to frame number 140 and set the length value to 0. Add a keyframe. Go to frame number 150, set the length value to 1. Subsequently, move to frame number 145 and add a keyframe on level. Finally, proceed to the frame number 140 and set the level value to 0. Now let us introduce some border weight. Set the border weight to 0.002 and open the spline window. Smooth the keyframe to enhance their visual appeal. Time to preview the initial segment of the animation. It appears satisfactory. Next, we will incorporate some text. First, add another merge node and connect it to the merge node. Subsequently, add and connect a text node to the merge and select it. Right click on the text and choose Edit Controls. A new window will open. Enter the name of the control, type number and select the page text. Check the integer option, set the range from 0 to 2000 and input the control slider control and click OK. We have successfully created a control for ears. Right click on the text and select expression. Hold the handle and connect it to the ear. As you can observe, the text 0 is displayed. The text dynamically changes based on the slider movement. You can select the desired value. Modify the font to Poppins. Set the font type to black. Adjust the size to 0.07. Now let's proceed to the layout page. Set the center X value to negative 0.08 and Y value to 0.76. Navigate to the frame number 40. Add a keyframe for the ear. Set the ear value to 0. Subsequently, navigate to the frame number 50 and set the ear value to ear of the historical building. Next, let's move to the shading page. On frame 40, add a keyframe for opacity. Move back one frame and set the opacity value to 0. Open the spline window and smooth the keyframes for the ear. Now we need to copy the merge and text node, then paste it twice. Here's how. Connect the text as shown. Select the second text and proceed to the layout page. Set the center X value to 0.515 and the Y value to 0.185. Open the keyframes window and shift the keyframes to the frame number 99. Select the third text, navigate to the layout page, set the center X value to 1.2. Open the keyframes window and shift the keyframes to the frame number 159. Let's preview the animation. A visually appealing animation has been created. Now we need to incorporate images of the historical buildings into the animation. To achieve this, we will need to add a merge node. Since we have uploaded the frame to the media pool, let's begin by selecting the first image and dragging and dropping it onto the node floor to the merge node. Subsequently, we will add a transform node immediately after the media N. Set the size value to 0.225. Set the center X value to 0.035 and set the center Y value to 0.675. Now let's connect a polygon node with the transform. Select the transform node and navigate to the center page. Check the multiply by mask option. Zoom in as shown and create a mask around this shape. Select the polygon and create a mask. Take your time to ensure accuracy. Select the curved points and press the smooth button to refine the shape. You can adjust the point to achieve the desired shape. Select the transform node, navigate to frame number 50 and insert a keyframe for the center value. Subsequently, go to frame number 40 and set the center X value to 0.2. Open spline window and smooth the keyframe in the desired manner. Add a color corrector node after the transform node and set the saturation value to 0. Now let's introduce another animate onto the floor. Connect it to the merge node. Subsequently insert a transform node immediately after media n. Select the transform node and set the size value to 0.229. Set the center x value to 0.35 and center y value to 0.462. Add a polygon and connect it to the transform node. Select the transform node, navigate to the setting page and enable the multiply by mask option. Select the polygon and create a well-defined shape around it. Now select the transform node, navigate to the frame number 110 and set a keyframe for the center value. Subsequently go to frame number 100 and set the center x value to 0.58. Open spline window and smooth the keyframe. Add a color corrector node after the transform node, set the saturation value to 0. Finally insert another merge node. Add another image. Connect transform node with it and then connect it to the merge node. Select the transform node and set the size value to 0.34. Set the center x value to 1.78 and set the center y value to 0.76. Now add a polygon node, connect it to the transform node. Select the transform node, navigate to the settings page and enable the multiply by mask option. Select the polygon and create a mask around this shape. Now select the transform node, navigate to the frame number 170 and insert a keyframe for the center value. Subsequently go to frame number 160 and set the center x value to 1.45. Open spline window and smooth the keyframe. Add a color corrector node after the transform node, set the saturation value to 0. After the third text merge, insert a glow node. The shape and images are now complete. The final step is now underway, the process of animation. After the merge 5, we will insert another merge node. Next, we will connect a background to this merge node. Observe that background is connected to the foreground. To swap their position, we will select the merge node and press Ctrl+T. Now let us set a radial gradient background. To do this, we will select the type gradient and set the gradient type to radial. Set the handle as follow. Select the first color and change it to dark. Select the last color and set it to black. select the first color and change it to gray. Let us select transform and proceed to frame number 20. We will set the center X value to 0.765 and add a keyframe. Subsequently, we will proceed to frame number 60. Set the center X value to 0.74. Frame 100, set the center X value to 0.55. Frame 140, set the center X value to 0.14. Now we will open the spline window and select the first two keyframes and smooth it. Subsequently, we will select the next two keyframes and smooth them. Finally, we will select the last two keyframes and smooth them. Hold the handle and adjust the smoothness of each keyframe as shown. Close the spline window and review the animation. You may modify the text here to your preference. The animation is now complete. This concludes our session for today. I trust you found the video engaging. Kindly consider liking, commenting and subscribing to the channel. Thank you for watching and until next time, farewell.